Can I ask you something? Is there someone you are still waiting to hear I'm sorry from? Maybe it is an ex partner, maybe it is a parent, maybe it is a friend who walked away. Maybe it's someone who betrayed your trust and carried on as if nothing happened. And maybe, without realizing it, a part of your life has been waiting with them. Not because you want them back, but because you believe those two words, I'm sorry, would finally make sense of everything. Today, I want to ask a difficult question. What if that apology never comes? One of the hardest truths about healing is this: sometimes the people who hurt us never acknowledge that they did. Not because they forgot, not because your pain wasn't real, but because admitting they hurt you would require them to face a version of themselves they are not ready to see. Some people spend their entire lives protecting their image instead of repairing the damage they have caused. And while they are protecting themselves, you are left protecting your own wounds. Psychology calls this search for external validation. After betrayal or emotional abuse, our brain keeps replaying the story. It searches for an explanation. It wants justice. It wants acknowledgement. Because if the person apologizes, it feels like proof that what happened was real. Without that apology, we start questioning ourselves. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe I expected too much. Maybe it wasn't that bad. But your pain doesn't become valid because someone admits they caused it. It was valid the moment you experienced it. I know this because I've spoken to so many people who spent years waiting, years checking their phones, years imagining conversations that never happened, years believing that when they finally understand what they did, I will be okay. But healing kept getting postponed because they handed someone else the key to their peace. And that key was never returned. Here's something I wish more people understood: closure is really something someone gives you, closure is something you choose. We often imagine closure as one perfect conversation. You ask every question, they answer honestly, they apologize sincerely, you cry, you hug, and somehow everything feels lighter. But life doesn't usually work like that. Most endings are messy. Most endings don't explain themselves. Most endings don't come wrapped in understanding. And yet, people still heal. Not because they received the perfect goodbye, but because they stopped waiting for one. There's a sentence I want you to remember: the person who hurt you may never become the person who heals you. Read that again, listen to it again. The person who broke your trust may never be the one who restores it. And if your healing depends on them changing, your life remains connected to someone who has already left. Healing begins the moment you stop asking someone else to carry a responsibility that now belongs to you. Not because it's fair, but because it's freeing. The Bhagavad Gita teaches something profoundly simple. We suffer when we become attached to the outcomes we cannot control. Usually, we think of this in terms of success or relationships. But sometimes the outcome we are attached to is an apology. We are attached to hearing the words, I was wrong. You didn't deserve that. I am sorry. But those words belong to another person's choice. Your peace cannot. Now, let me be very clear about one thing. Choosing peace doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It doesn't mean excusing the abuse. It doesn't mean allowing the people back into your life. Forgiveness and reconciliation are not the same thing. You can forgive, still have boundaries. You can forgive and never answer another phone call. You can forgive and still decide someone no longer has access to you. Because forgiveness is about releasing the weight. Reconciliation is about rebuilding trust. And trust must be earned. Sometimes I imagine healing like carrying a heavy suitcase. Every day you carry it. Every day it gets heavier. Then one day you realize the person who packed the suitcase isn't even walking beside you anymore. They're living their life. And you're still carrying what they left behind. Healing begins the moment you put the suitcase down. Not because someone came back to help, but because you finally gave yourself permission. If you're listening today and you're still waiting, I want to ask you four questions. Who are you still waiting for? What do you believe their apology would change? Would it erase what happened? Would it give you back the years you lost? Or would it simply confirm something you already know, that you deserved better? Because if that's the truth, then perhaps you don't need their voice to tell you. Perhaps your own voice is enough. There comes a quiet moment in every healing journey, and this is not a dramatic one or a cinematic one. It's just a quiet decision. A moment where you stop. You simply stop rehearsing imaginary conversations in your mind. You stop writing messages you will never send. You stop refreshing your phone. You stop hoping they will suddenly become the person they refuse to be. And instead, you begin becoming the person you have needed all along. Someone who believes in you, someone who protects you, someone who stays. Maybe today isn't the day you completely let go, and that's okay. Healing isn't one decision. Remember, it's hundreds of small decisions. Choosing not to check their profile, choosing not to replay the argument, choosing not to wait for a message that never comes, simply choosing yourself again and again and again until one day you realize you haven't thought about the apology in weeks. Not because you finally received it, but because you no longer needed it. So before I leave you today, I want you to sit with this question. If apology never comes, will you still allow yourself to heal? Because your future deserves more than a life spent waiting outside a door that may never open. Your story deserves another chapter. A chapter that isn't written by the person who hurt you, but by the person who finally choose to move forward. Thank you for sharing this coffee with me. I'm AK, and this is Silence Between Coffee, where sometimes the conversation you have been waiting to have with someone else becomes the conversation that finally brings you home to yourself.